Right, we're going to complete mission 6, Where the Bees Sleep, on S rank. It's probably my least favourite mission of all time. We're going to drop into the main landing zone, which is not the one that drops you straight in because you'll get shot at really badly. You need a sniper rifle that sedates people, you need a pistol that sedates people. That's pretty much all that you need. I'm not totally sure if you can drop straight in and fight all the people and still get a good enough rank to do it. I've definitely got variable results in this mission. This is my least favourite mission in the game. I've run it the first time earlier and S-ranked it with loads of errors and did it again afterwards, which I thought was a cleaner run, but actually wasn't. It was vastly worse, so it's a little bit difficult to predict how you're doing, but the main emphasis is just getting pure speed on. So there's a lot of running in this mission. There's not too many variable elements, but there are things that can catch you out, so I'll try and point those out as quickly as well as I can.
Boss, locate and bring back the U.S. military's new weapon codenamed Honeybee. The CIA put it in the hands of the Hamid group of Mujahideen. But the Hamid
now when I do this to get a lot of speed in it, I can kind of get a little bit scrappy, but it's because the approach that I do is weighted in speed, not in being good, if that makes sense. So like most missions that I'll do will be really stealthy and we'll try and, you know, not get spotted at all, but in this one sometimes it's not better to get spotted, but in the interest of time you might have to do some silly things that look silly anyway. Because a few seconds will cost you the difference between the S and the A rank. So the equipment that I bought, we need mainly just for sedating people that we attack. D-Dog is just useful because he'll pick out all of the enemies in advance so that you can not only learn where they are but know what you're running into. You could bring D-Horse for this mission, but I just don't. I don't know, I mean the few seconds you might save will probably help you get the S rank without many problems, but you are going to have to get off the horse quite a lot just to get past stuff like this. I mean, you could ride on the side and blank past them I suppose, but it's not really a technique that I use very often, so it's not one that I would be able to start explaining and pointing stuff out. As long as you're about, I don't know, 20 meters, 30 meters away from guards, when they spot you, they will trigger the white blob, which means they're going to come and investigate you. By doing so, they will look at your last known position, which for me was there, and that means that guy is going to be pulled out of position. Now, a good one to do is to pull this guy out of position on the guard tower. It's variable on what will happen. You might pull him out of position and get him to use the spotlight, which I have, which is the worst one, or you might get him to pull out of position and physically move himself, which is the one that you do want. It doesn't really make much difference in terms of time. It just would mean that the spotlight isn't on you, so to speak. So that's the first guard tower done. Now we go for a little extended sprint again, which is one of the main reasons that I think this mission's garbage, as well as the skulls, which are officially garbage. The worst thing about Metal Gear Solid 5. Although one of the later missions where you get to sneak past them is absolutely awesome and makes a mockery of them. It's also super intense. So we're kind of following the road and cutting off the corners as much as we can, just to get from A to B as quickly as possible, because time is tight, like I said before.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Now on this bit you want to try and use just combat deployments to clean up as many things as you can in this game. What I mean by that is get rid of the helmets, get rid of the mines, because they'll slow you down on bits like this. Now you'll usually see mines in this position here, so we're going to sneak past this one. On the far side here in the centre of my screen where the square is for where it's picked up the gun turret, you will see a sniper, and if you run on this point you will be spotted by the sniper and it will trigger a guard alert for this point. But this, it's not too bad if it triggers the guard alert, and I am going to try and take the mick by getting as much pace as I can. I'm just going to sprint now, which is a bit YOLO, and it seems to be working. Not something I normally do. As far as I'm concerned, this is faster than the wall. Climbing up the little bit of the wall. Kind of annoying because I would like to snipe that guy on the top of there.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Oh, I love that sound glitch. I don't know what causes it, but there's an incredibly annoying glitch where the controller loses its response and the sound goes. And that has got me killed on a couple of focus modes, which is just annoying. So that's guard point 2 done. I'm going to cut off that guard point over here and go straight over this side. Ooh, lovely. I mean, obviously day, but one of the reasons that being at night helps you this one is you can run past people a little bit more. And also when we get to this helicopter in a second, it just lets us sprint a little bit longer than we would have normally done. These fellas massively annoy me. Oh, just knocked the wrong. Right, I'm doing terrible. I've been playing this too long today. Right, so normally you wouldn't waste so much time because you get the headshot first time, right? And then we can just sprint up through here. It's cost me quite a long time, that has been that terrible. Right, we're going to take on another guard post now. Again, we're going to try and run past as fast as we can, hoping that the helicopter is not in a position that we don't want to be in. Should be alright. If you arrive here at the right time, the helicopter will be heading away like that, and then you can definitely get through quite easily.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Okay, they're about 40-50 meters away, so we can just walk past them. I'm not sure if you can run. I'm not going to bother because you'll still end up crawling because they'll definitely see you in that light. We need to head straight up the side of the rocks. And then we're going to run along. Way. The problem with being caught running, you can cut it really close, but if they do spot you, it triggers an alert straight away. Probably why you want to run with the sniper rifle out so you can hit them, but again it's really risky, so you better just timing the things and pushing it, you know, close, but give yourself a little bit of a buffer on missions like this. On shorter missions, just do what you want and run past them and you know, make a mockery of it, because you won't have as far to go. But with this one you do need to be aware of your checkpoints and the timing that you've got. It might be easy to drop down, but there's a problem in a second where the jeep comes. I find these jumps really difficult because I just think that they're just poorly designed, the jumping system. So as you get up you need to mash Y as much as you can. Because if you fall down it will either kill you or it will put you very close to the edge of being killed. I'm going to try and run past this guy, which might be a bad shout. The reason for doing that and taking that risk, which we now know works, is because the Jeep will spawn behind you, or will be really close to you, and because of that, that Jeep's going to come up behind you, and it's going to have its headlights on you, and it's going to spot you. Oops. So there's a mine there. Obviously want to avoid the mine. I'm not going to checkpoint it there at this point, because I'm interested to see how it changes the guard positions, because they tend to cluster down here at the bottom, or swap over from each other, which gives you a little bit of an opening to get through sometimes, which could affect me negatively, or it could massively speed it up. It looks at the moment like it's really speeded me up. So if you got the mine there, that is actually not a bad shout to do. The Jeep's going to pull up to my left now. I'm sure there's probably a way in on the right, but I don't actually know where it is, because I've never done it that way.
The map has been updated.
This bit's a bit stupid, because every time they spot you going through the light, they're going to be triggered towards you, away from them, and then they're going to be triggered to get closer towards you, and then you're going to get away from them. So here we can kind of take the mickey again, because we've got a checkpoint right there. If we need to use that checkpoint, that's great, because that'll just restart us in the exact same position, and nobody's going to be too upset. There's often a guy here. There's a real problem, because if you hit that helmet, it's going to just cause all manner of poop for you. Okay, so brand new strategy for me then, having done this video, is get hit by that mine. If there isn't a mine there, then you can still do it just fine, but which is the way I'd normally do it. Going through the mine has actually pulled these guys so far out of position that I've managed to get in before the people leave the Jeep, which means that the next section is easier, because everybody isn't in the positions that they are usually in. So that might mean that I can run down here. Okay, I thought that was him. Also, by pulling those guards out of position, by hitting the mine totally intentionally, I've cleared this area so I don't actually have to shoot the people. Grab the honeybee. We don't need to worry about the fact that we've alerted everyone and they're now in like crazy alert patterns, because we'll run out the bottom bit. Okay, so on this bit, well, not video time yet, we have to take the skulls down. It's quicker with the honeybee, but you want to try and conserve as much ammunition as you can, because by doing that you'll get more points at the end, if that makes sense. So we'll do a combination of things with it. Yep, there's Snake's face, great stuff.
Damn it, they're everywhere. Skulls are too fast.
I am. This is going badly. don't normally use up all of the ammo, I just had a bit of a shocker with that. Right, if you don't miss like I did repeatedly, then you'll get all of the guys straight away. Yes, I don't know what to say on that bit. Normally kill them with about two bits of ammo remaining, so anyone's guess.
Now we're talking. Forget about that bonus now.
Also, normally D-Dog will spot them quite quickly for me, which is not actually happening here. Where are you? The last one. Right, okay, with that little sidetrack. Pick up, we want to get picked up from this location right next to us. If you can't get that location, then you need to shoot this thing and it will let them in. Then we can just take the time just to extract a couple of people here. When I picked the location there, I hesitated a little bit, and you need to make sure you get the right location for it. If you don't, it will go, if you're not perfectly on it, it will send it to the second closest location, which is far too far away to get the right amount of time.
Too. Roger that. This is Speed Squad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Don't have to do any of that I'm doing there, and just waiting for the helicopter to arrive. I'm just hoping that the massive error with the skulls there doesn't affect it too much. Shouldn't do. It's the first time I spooned that up. Not quite sure what I was doing. Generally they're aiming for less than 18 minutes normally in order to get here in time.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete. Great work.
So, just looking at that, probably quite close to not doing it. Just trying to see.